So I built this CPA website using an AI website builder. No edits from me. I just wanted to see exactly what it would produce, no matter how good the prompt was. It turned out okay, and then I went back with my expertise and it turned out phenomenal. And so I'm going to show you both versions side by side and exactly what changed in between. And one more thing before we get into it, this isn't a you have to use this one tool video. You can map this into your WordPress, into Lovable, Replit, wherever you're building with. Either your in-house team can take this framework and run with it, or mine can handle it month to month for you. So welcome back to the Digital Growth Stage channel. I'm JP, and on this channel, we cover local SEO, web design, and lead generation for Bay Area service businesses. We keep it practical enough that you can actually run with it without needing a full marketing team. And today we're talking AI website builders for CPA firms and other professional services. And the one thing that separates a website that looks done from a website that's actually working. And so here's a quick honest beat before the build. I've been fighting the internal voice of inadequacy since I was a youngster. And the only thing that's ever been louder than that voice is knowing I have something incredible to build that brings other people's businesses abundance. And everyone didn't expect me to make it through year one of business, and that's fair because honestly the math didn't add up on paper, but here's what I've learned. The people who win aren't the ones who were most expected to. They find the one thing that's workable, repeatable, and they put the gas on the pedal. Personally, the lever that I found was working was web design and Google rankings, and that worked for myself and for my clients. That's the entire reason why I get obsessive about stuff like this, figuring out what's actually working and not just what looks good in a demo. And I've bumped my head on enough of these branches so that you don't have to. Okay, so what is the problem we're tackling? So accounting firms run almost entirely on referrals and word of mouth. And every year, right after tax season, the pipeline usually dries up. Nobody's searching CPA near me in May. The firms that actually escape that feast-or-famine cycle are the ones that pivot into bookkeeping retainers or recurring revenue that doesn't live or die with April. And that's why the page stakes are higher than people think. A CPA doing $500,000 a year can't afford a homepage that signals, I'm still figuring this out. An AI website builder can hand you a structure. It cannot decide what trust looks like to a referral buyer in this exact market. And it definitely can't judge whether the result actually looks good once the build is done. And so here's a quick walkthrough of the 5-piece framework for a home that you're going to include on every build. So first is the hero section. You're going to want to make sure that this title includes who you serve and what you do, and that your subheadline qualifies the person that's visiting, and you can calm the anxiety of what it is you're selling. You're definitely going to want a call to action inside of that hero section, and then if you have a split hero, you can have a photo or something on the right-hand side or an animation. The second piece is a buzzbar. This gives you instant credibility. It's directly under the fold, and what this does is it increases customer confidence so that you get more touch points and events that happen on this page. The more touch points, the more confidence, the more conversions. And so after that, we want to see a benefit section. It's definitely not going to include the features of what you do. It's going to be a 2-degree tweak around the benefits for your clients that those features help bring into their lives. And then we would have a reviews testimonial section where you can include what your clients say, and then a frequently asked questions section. That way you have the 5 main pieces for what you do and who you do it for at a glance. Should we trust you? What do we get out of this? Who has spoken about you in the past that we can trust? And any of the other questions that would come up in an objection flow during the sales process, you're going to want to make sure to include in the FAQ. That way, for anybody who is purchasing online, they can get those questions knocked out of the way. So it doesn't matter if AI builds it or if human does. If one of these 5 sections is missing, that page is incomplete. And so this is what I want to showcase in terms of prompt engineering, because when you use AI only and ask for all of these specific sections, the thing that may be missing is the context, the role that you want the AI to take during this role play, and the success metrics. What does success look like? And so this is usually what I'm seeing most business owners do on the left, where they're not defining the role, they aren't describing the context, and they don't have success metrics set up. And so what they get is generic headlines, empty buzz bars, no emotional selling points. They have a feature list instead of the benefits for their actual clients, and some of their reviews may or may not be shown. When you do have the prompt generated correctly, you get all of these sections fully fleshed out with the information that you need. So I'm not going to walk us through every single click. The entire first pass is in AI, and that's the point of this experiment. What I will show you is what I fed it, the exact prompts, and where I pulled supporting assets from versus what the AI generated cold. So for photos, copywriting fragments, brand resources that are already sitting in my agency's library, those things were added to the second prompt from me. And so this is the first version of the prompt and how it ended up inside of the web page. Now the prompt was relatively simple. It had a DIY attempt, it had some context or guardrails around it, and it had the description as well as a bit of context. Now, there was no role, there was no specifics around guardrails or guidelines, and for the majority of people that are building with AI, this is what most of those prompts usually look like. And then this is the output from what that does. The hero section doesn't look convincing. It doesn't tell me what this company does at a glance or who it's for, or who it's not for. I can't tell if this is something I should trust or take a deeper look at. The services don't look bad, but they also don't have anything to engage the customer. And then the what our clients say, the reviews section, definitely looks under-designed, while the frequently asked questions doesn't look bad. And this is what you would get just from a one-shot prompt. And so the buzz bar has no real credibility markers, the benefits read like a feature list, and the reviews are like a placeholder text. When you have this level of design and intention that just doesn't meet the standard, for a CPA firm running on referrals, this is the exact moment that a warm lead that could or might have clicked book to call would just quietly disappear. And they'd probably go to a competitor that would be more trustworthy. So here's the version after I went back through everything. And this is what it looks like once I was able to update the parameters for the specific design style and customer confidence cues that I wanted to include. It has the same 5 pieces, same sections, and the bones are all the same, but now the buzz bar actually has real credibility markers. The benefits speak to the outcomes instead of listing software features, and the reviews read like an actual client setting. The FAQs answer the questions a referral is actually nervous about. And even though there's not a booking form here, we can definitely easily include one. And so that's the full arc. It's the same AI generated starting point, but completely different results once expertise gets layered in. And so this is the difference of what that prompt looks like. And so prompt 2 has a role specificity. It has the business context. It has a copywriting framework, the 5 sections that we want to include, layout rules, animation rules, known pitfalls to avoid, the actual design system, imagery and stock photo use, and then photo treatment, as well as full output guardrails. So that's what the prompt layout looks like in general. You can work back and forth with ChatGPT, Grok, or Claude so that you can continue iterating on your own prompts until you get something similar to this. And so here is the real test. So it's not, does this page look good? It's, does this pass the 5-second trust check for a high net worth referral? Because AI is garbage in, garbage out, except when you flip it and you have expertise in the equation. Then it's expertise in, expertise out. And every time I've stepped back in with some judgment instead of just another prompt, the output has gotten measurably better. And there's no amount of YouTube tutorials that closes that gap. You can learn the frameworks, but you can't fake the reps. And so this is where I'll leave you. If you want to try this yourself, I just handed you the 5-piece framework, the wireframe logic, and exactly what to watch for once the AI hands you a draft. Start with your booking form, the 5 key sections you'll need, test it yourself the way I just did. And then if you're running a firm and you'd rather have somebody who's already done this for attorneys and CPAs, who knows what Google actually wants to see, drop a comment, or even better, get on our newsletter. Everything I find in the field, what I've spent, what worked and what didn't, goes straight into that newsletter. That's the one place I'm putting all of it. Links in the description. It takes 10 seconds to sign up. That's all I got to report for today. I'll talk to you soon.